Hey, good Tuesday morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. Cold, breezy, beautiful morning. We've got sunrise. That ocean's looking a little nasty here so far. Big, bright, full moon above, and great news in terms of the weather because this is it. We're going to go into a week of really gorgeous weather. That's going to help here in the surf. That's going to help the boys that are trying to catch a few more bass and halibut. And maybe we'll get a look at that bluefin tuna. 5 big spots of bluefin seen a while back now off of Point Loma, 75 miles from home. There's more fish down the Baja coast. In fact, that fish down there at 300 miles really looks good for our 5-day trip coming up. March the 23rd, we'll be surf fishing right here. Man, I'll tell you, a lot going on. Let's get into it. I'll set up for the MB on this chilly, beautiful, gorgeous Southern California morning. You are invited to my birthday bash here in Sunset Beach, California, right on the corner of Anderson and Pacific Coast Highway. There's plenty of parking normally here. If you can't find it, you go across the street over there to Peter's Landing and park over there. And then all you're going to do is walk out on the beach right here, and we'll be waiting for you right there. You don't have to go any further than that. We've got all kinds of stuff, a raffle, we've got some food. We're gonna drink some hot coffee down there, and of course we're gonna catch lots of surf fish. Kids are welcome, kids are encouraged to come and experience the great outdoors. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And if you have any questions at all, please give me a call at 657-227-6459. It's an opportunity, a chance for me to say thank you for your great support, a chance for the Friedman Adventures community, family, to come together on a really
Before we get started on today's morning briefing, don't forget, if you're headed to Ensenada, you're going to want to give Zeke Casas a call. Only 15 minutes from downtown, but just check out that spectacular view while in Ensenada, Baja, California Norte. And if that garage door is giving you a problem, then you're going to want to call your garage door man. That's Joe Welker. Tax problems? Nobody better than our friend Tim Marquez. Tim's been doing taxes for 35 years. Give the tax man a call today. And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to talk to our dear friend John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hey, good morning, my dear friends. Welcome to Surfside, California. It is freaking cold here this morning. We've got a lot to cover with you all. You know what time it is. It is beautiful, it is gorgeous, and it's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Oh my God, this coffee's already freaking cold. And I haven't been down here that long. It is chilly here this morning, but as I said on the intro, we are going to go into a nice weather scenario. Things are going to get really, really nice, and that's great news. In fact, by our surf fishing event on March the 23rd, it's supposed to be in the 70s, and then the subsequent days, the next 2 days, Monday, Tuesday, it's going to be like 75 degrees. Yeah, spring is here, almost. March the 20th is the official first day of spring, the vernal equinox. It is going to be beautiful, and it's a sign of great fishing to come. If you don't mind, hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. I'm going down here by the water. I am a fool for doing that. Also, don't forget, subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel and tick that little bell. You'll be notified when there is new content. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook, a little slow this morning, aren't I? TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. Man, is it great to be with you all, and a lot to cover. I want to thank Sky over at Best Fishing Tackle, Hawthorne, California. What a great store they have over there. Sky is going to provide each and every one of you who come to our March 23rd surf fishing event with a pack of Blacktail hooks while supplies last. I got 100 of them, so we got 100 of those packs of hooks to hand out. And that day is going to be magnificent. You heard it on the lead in. All you have to do is show up. There's a raffle, $5 for a ticket. You get 5 tickets for $20. We're going to have rod and reel combos out there. We're going to have tackle out there. You're going to get some free hooks. If you go to Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California, if you spend 1 cent in there and bring us the receipt, you'll get a free raffle ticket. They're knocking 15% off all rods and rod and reel combos on March the 23rd. And also you can get 10% off your tackle. Not your bait, but your tackle. Hooks, sinkers, that kind of stuff. Man, what a day it's going to be. Big Fish Bait and Tackle opens up at 5 a.m. So our deep thanks to those 2 tackle stores. They are fantastic. And I'm going to go over to Young's Fishing Tackle in Bellflower, California later this morning. And of course, my friend Kevin, he's the best. Those guys over there at Young's are fantastic. He's donating some stuff for the raffle. So it's going to be a really, truly big day. Wow, I love that full moon and this gorgeous morning. I can only imagine that when this calms down, things are going to bite, because we just came off our grunion run and it was prolific. There was a lot of grunion up and down the Southern California coast. So I'm thinking there's got to be some halibut set up in here. Throw those lucky crafts and that'll work good. All right, let's do Mexico. Let's talk about down there, Cabo San Lucas. You know, windy weather, that's what you get from about November until right through April most of the time. So guys are not getting out that often. When they do, they can find some of that yellowfin tuna offshore. When you find those dolphin pods, it's not a slam dunk, and getting offshore can be difficult with all this wind. Inshore, we're seeing some pretty good Sierra fishing, smaller rooster fish, amberjack, yellowtail. Same thing up there in La Paz, talking to my good friend Jonathan Roldan at Tail Hunter International. I bet this water feels like bath water this morning because it's so freaking cold out here. Jonathan said, you know, if they're lucky, they get 2 days out, but things are improving. The water's starting to warm up. They're catching Sierras, they're catching some roosters. If you can get to Soravo Island, make some bait, you're getting some of this 20, 30, 40-pound yellowtail, Mulaje Loreto. Good yellowtail fishing going on there. 140 miles below the border. Yeah, feels good, man. It's pretty warm. It's going to be a great week to come, I'll tell you that. Up there, or up in San Quintin, below the border, however, 140 miles, they're still getting banged on the yellows when they get some good weather. They're going into the same kind of weather scenario. San Quintin is going to get bit on yellowtail, and they back it up with excellent, beautiful rock fishing. Same thing in Ensenada. There's been a lot of yellows bouncing around the Punta area, Todos Santos Island. We're seeing those yellows, some big bonito, a little bit more bass, backing it all up with rockfish. They go in to this beautiful weather scenario now also, so Ensenada should get on the bite. Let's bring it up into the USA. And up here in the USA, I mentioned that bluefin tuna. It's been a while since anybody's been up there looking at it. Up there, I mean spotter planes taking a look, because the weather has been just, you know, snotty. It's not been good. Nobody's going to get out there anyway. But now we're going to get some more spotter plane dope here in the next couple of days. They're going to be looking. Guys are going to be pointing their bows offshore. That could get really good in a hurry. We'll have to see. In the wintertime, like right now, spring is right around the corner. I get that. But spring, winter, most of our bites on bluefin tuna are at night. However, you do get some exceptions to that and get a daytime bite. Certainly that fish down there at 300 miles, where we're going to be focusing our attention more than likely on our 5-day Independence trip, that's been biting in the daytime. And just south of there, there's some yellowfin tuna also. Woohoo! Man, it's beautiful down here this morning. I got to be careful though. You know what happens when you don't pay attention. Have I had my back to that? Yeah, I have, huh? Whoa, I think I'm going to move up here just a little bit further as the tide rolls in here this morning on this gorgeous morning. So we'll be focused on that. That is good stuff. By the way, Punta Colonette, 120 miles below the border. Lots of great lingcod fishing down there. Nobody's been down there recently because of this weather, but this weekend to come, I'm guessing that's going to be part of the scenario. So we'll keep our eyes on that. Now, looking at the 3/4 day boats, the half day boats, Sculpin, Monte Carlo out of 22nd Street Landing has been doing well. Everybody's been doing pretty well on the Sculpin, kicking in a little bit of whitefish. Depending upon where you shop, some pretty good sheephead fishing here in the LA Orange County area. I would call it okay. Sheephead fishing, a little bit better up there in the Channel Islands. In fact, quite a bit better. The Aloha Spirit has had limits of sheephead up there on the Coral Sea out of Santa Barbara. They've had some good sheephead fishing in addition to whitefish. Rockfish opens up on April the 1st. And man, that's going to really help things out because we'll be catching these big, beautiful Southern California, Northern Baja rockfish. So good to eat, so fun to catch. A lot of guys are going to be slow pitching this year. That could be really fantastic. I know some guys like my friend Travis Bright out there. That's it, man. He started slow pitching. He's hooked. That's all he likes to do. It's a fun way to catch a variety of fish, but rockfish is one of those species that is really a lot of fun. So that's what we're looking at. We haven't had anybody out, but now boats like the Native Son who fish that halibut/bass tournament, they're going to be out on Wednesday, and they're going to have nothing but great weather from Wednesday right on through the weekend. It's going to be beautiful, and hopefully that halibut's going to kick in with these grunion runs that we've experienced there recently. That should really help the situation a great deal, kick things into gear a little bit better. And a couple of days of nice weather and some solar warming on this beautiful ocean could really kick the fish into gear. We'll be watching it very closely. You know, some private boaters here recently have been doing pretty darn well. I mean, it hadn't been wide open, but check out some of those photos. As on Sunday, we had some dear friends who were out doing their thing on the Real Time with Chris Wheaton, Dennis Yamamoto, Wendy Toshihara, Jim Hendricks, Merritt McCrae, out there catching sand bass, calico bass, and some sculpin. Looks like they had a pretty productive day. That is just a sign of what I think is right in the very near future when we get some better weather, because today is windy and cold. Tomorrow is going to be absolutely beautiful. So things should continue to improve here on the local scene. We'll be watching that very closely. By the way, the El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing, she's putting brand new engines in that rig. I got to tell you, Chris Isaac, the captain, owner, operator of the boat, he takes such great care of that rig. I thought she was perfect the way she was. You throw some new engines in there, and that thing, the El Patron, is going to purr to Catalina Island. She's still getting those engines in. We'll keep you up to date on that. But in case you wanted some info on a charter, just wanted to take a look, you can go to www.longbeachsportfishing.org for more information. All right, let's talk about the Southern California surf fishing bite, because that's going to pick up. This is a little bumpy today, but you can fish this. I've come down here on days previously and looked at it and said, I'm not going to catch anything, but I'm going to make a couple of casts. And about my third cast in, man, I'm on a nice yellowfin croaker or something like that. It's a little dicey here today, but it's all going to come down. It's going to get more beautiful as the days go on, leading right up to our March the 23rd. Have I been saying September 23rd? That's my son Patrick's birthday. March the 23rd, Sunday. It's going to be gorgeous weather, and it should bite. Get some bait. I really think that could help you. Big Fish Bait and Tackle open at 5 o'clock in the morning, right down there on the corner of Seal Beach Boulevard and Pacific Coast Highway. Don't forget to buy that ruler that they have, because if you catch the biggest fish of the day, not only can you get some prizes with us, but Big Fish Bait and Tackle gives away a brand new custom fishing rod every single day. And if you happen to be going to Best Fishing Tackle in Hawthorne, you bring us a receipt. You spend any amount of money there on March the 23rd and show up at this event, and we'll give you a free raffle ticket for that also. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Big Fish Bait and Tackle. Bait works better in the winter/early spring. And I think you got a chance at some Corvina, fishing a Carolina rig in the short water. I prefer, if I was going to talk to you about what I would use, I'd be fishing like a 2-ounce, 3-ounce sinker with a high-low rig and a couple of baits. Worms work really, really well We'll go down and dig and see if we can find some sandworms here in the surf. After the grunion lay their eggs, sandworms feed on those eggs, and man, they are a spectacular bait here. You can dig them up in the surf. Sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not. It's pretty early, so we'll have to see. But we've seen more and more yellowfin croaker. We've seen good barred perch fishing in some areas here, mostly smaller barred perch. There's been some leopard sharks here. If you fish a hunk of squid or mackerel, something like that, you are likely to come up with a leopard right now. They're biting. And as I said, the halibut, they should be more and more active as we go along. I don't see one thing that I like to see a lot more of, and I'm looking right now. Let me scan this. Wow, that's some nasty looking weather out there. Look at that. I'm scanning for birds is what I'm scanning for, but looking at some pretty big sets roll in here. As I said, this is temporary. We forecast this for you yesterday. Told you it was going to blow in the afternoon, and it certainly did. In fact, we got a little rain down at 22nd Street Landing. It's going to come down. I do see a little bit more bird life right now, and birds are an indication that there's bait around, and where there's bait, there's fish. Hope that builds. You'll be watching it on the morning briefing and learning more about that as this week plays out. So don't forget, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. down there on, of course, Anderson and PCH. We will be waiting for you with all kinds of specials, a great raffle, and so much more. Then Monday night, we're going to give away a couple $1,000s worth of rods and other great stuff on Tackle Shop Confessions, our live show and my birthday celebration. Scott Buchert is coming up from San Diego to be a part of Tackle Shop Confessions. That is great. I love Scott. He is the best. That's going to be a lot of fun. Big giveaway that night. So if you want some information on how to get in on that raffle, you can just send me a text and I'll hook you up with what you need to know. 657-227-6459. That same number if you'd like information on our charters for the rest of this year as we are starting to sell out. So, a blistery, cold, windy morning here this morning, no doubt about it. But things are going to get headed in the right direction. It is going to be gorgeous tomorrow, and each day after that, it's going to get more and more beautiful. Like I said, next Monday and Tuesday are forecast to be like 70 degrees, something like that. 75 degrees, 70 degrees. On our surf fishing day, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And with that good weather, you got to think that fishing's going to also head in the right direction. You know what I'm looking for. You know I've screwed this up. My coffee cup. Where did it go? Do I sign off without my coffee cup? Do I take you along on a journey looking for my coffee cup? Let's scan together here. See it? The heck? Oh, I think I know where it is. Anyway, hey, if you didn't catch last night's Tackle Shop Confessions, you're going to want to check that out. And the Danny Cadota show, they were both fantastic. Is that it? It certainly looks like it. Check that ocean out one more time again. That beautiful full moon and that gorgeous sunrise and that immaculate coffee cup. My God, I got carried away walking all over the place. All right, my friends, it has been great spending time with you all as always. And I hope to see you really, really soon. Have a great one. We'll see you on Sunday.